Because the actor playing Trent was gone, the ending could not involve Trent, obviously, and by extension, really couldn't involve Jake either. The movie would have to end with them fighting. Now, I wanted to use more of Bird and Wojo, because I felt they were the most compelling characters. What if Wojo had a crush on Bird, and was only pretending to be Trent's friend, but Bird and Wojo had no scenes together? If Wojo narrated the movie, the story could be reshaped, because Wojo would be telling us his version of the story. Aha! Wojo was the magic bullet. He could fill in the gaps in narrative, as well as give us the ending to the story.
Wait! Stop! I've got it!
And it could even be a complete fantasy ending. It doesn't matter, because it is now Wojo's story.
Thank you, Peanut.
I'm monitoring the odometer in the Bentley.
I haven't taken out the Bentley.
The Petersons are watching Saddle River. It's not the Autobahn.
Fine.
I'll sell the 911, Jacob. Push me.
I never push you. You gonna get home from school all right?
You okay?
Bird, tie that up right now or change it.
Now, Jake has some real issues, mostly with these people, specifically his father. Now, the Goldfarbs have more money than, well, the IRS, but it just goes to show you that money can't buy happiness, which, by the way, is a warm gun. I mean, look at these people. They haven't said a word to each other all morning.
Thank you, Peanut.
Okay, thank you, Peanut. 3 words.
Mr. Goldfarb, your car is ready.
All right, 9 words if you count the guy on the intercom. Can you imagine having to live in that place or having to work in that place? I mean, I don't know who this guy is, but I feel for you.
Oh, God.
You okay?
What happened?
Does anyone have any water?
There's water in the car. Did you inhale a bug?
Our editor/DP just swallowed a bug.
I can feel his little legs kicking.
Oh no!
Yeah.
He's now officially a rest junkie. He took one for the team. We're shooting the final scene of the movie, where Bird stops and picks up a hitchhiker and drives off into the sunset.
This massive rewriting reminded me of a story where Stanley Kubrick, taking a break from editing Clockwork Orange, went to talk to Jerry Lewis, who was editing his own film. Kubrick asked him how it was going, and Jerry Lewis said, "Well, you know what they say, Stanley. You can't polish a turd." Kubrick thought about this for a second, and then said, "You can if you freeze it." Taking Kubrick's advice, I began by freezing a turd, and then polishing it to a high sheen, added some racing stripes, and a flame job, and now I had it. Some real shiny shit. A final layer of glaze was added to the turd through my contribution as a musician. I did this to add another level of chaos and keep myself entertained. It was all I could really hope for at this point. I wrote a song for the party scene, which I felt gently underscored the rampant homoeroticism inherent in the performances. I ended up not using it. Throughout all of this, much time had passed. Many seasons, in fact, almost 2 years. Rush Junkies was a huge piece of clay, and molding it was a challenge, to say the least. I can't even remember what the producer's intention was when he began the project before he hired me. Which reminded me, this all started 2 years ago when I answered an ad for an editor needed for indie feature who can give the movie a European flair. I'm not sure if I contributed any European flair to the project, but I definitely gave it a piece of my mind.
But the original vision was for something darker, more menacing, more revealing about teenage culture. And somehow it turned into this late night MTV kitsch comedy.
Well, the editing added more. It changed the work more creatively than I had thought it would.
Well, Rush Junkies is finally finished. And in the end, I learned a few things. I learned how incredibly plastic the medium can be. That editing is, as David Mamet said, the third rewrite. I was reminded how important careful pre-production is. That time spent in pre-production is inversely proportional to the time spent in post-production. And in the case of Rush Junkies, 2 weeks of pre-production equals 2 years in post. I learned that you should hire professional stunt drivers. I learned I might have an obsessive-compulsive disorder and should probably seek treatment. But mostly, I learned that you can polish a turd if you freeze it. Thanks, Stanley.